respect. Everybody wants it, but very few people know how to earn it. And let me tell you something right now, you don't get respect by sitting around being average and hoping the world notices you. That's not how it works. You get respect by standing tall, by proving through action, through results, through strength, that you're someone who cannot be ignored. When I was younger, nobody handed me respect. Nobody said, Donald, here's power, here's influence, here's admiration. No, I had to build it, brick by brick, deal by deal, win by win. And it wasn't easy. People doubted me, laughed at me, criticized me, but in the end, they respected me. Why? Because I never settled for small. I aimed big, always. The truth is simple. People respect strength. They respect success. They respect those who set enormous goals and actually go after them. Respect isn't given to those who play it safe. It goes to the ones who take risks, who fail and still get back up, who keep pushing until they dominate. Too many people live their lives hoping to be liked. Let me tell you, being liked is cheap. It comes and goes. One day they love you, the next day they don't. But respect lasts. Respect is built on strength, on vision, on doing what others said was impossible. You want to be respected? Then stop thinking small. Stop playing in the kiddie pool when you were meant for the ocean. Stop listening to the people who tell you, that's too much, that's too hard, that's not realistic. Do you think anyone respected the great builders, the leaders, the icons because they thought small? No. They were respected because they thought massive and they had the guts to chase it. And understand this, respect isn't about arrogance, it's about value. It's about proving you can deliver, proving you can win, proving you can stand in the storm and not move an inch. Respect is earned when people see you cannot be broken. So don't just live to survive, live to command respect. Live so that when you walk into a room, people know you mean business. Live so that your name carries weight. That's not given, it's built. Through discipline, through resilience, through an unshakable commitment to your vision. And once you have that respect, once you've built it, trust me, it changes everything. Doors open, opportunities appear, people follow, because respect is power. Respect is not just about how people talk to you, it's about how they see you. It's about the image you project, the standards you demand, the way you carry yourself every single day. If you walk through life apologizing for existing, settling for scraps, begging for approval, nobody will respect you. They'll step over you, they'll forget you. But when you walk with confidence, when you set the bar high and refuse to lower it, when you show results instead of excuses, suddenly people take notice. Suddenly they say, this person is serious. This person is not to be underestimated. That's respect. I've learned this. People don't respect weakness. They respect resilience. They respect vision. They respect those who know exactly what they want and aren't afraid to say it out loud. I never played small. I never said I'll settle for a little. I said I'm going to build something huge. I'm going to aim higher than anyone else. And even when people hated me, even when they disagreed, they respected the ambition. They respected the guts. Do you want to be respected? Then stop trying to please everyone. Stop bending just to fit in. Leaders don't fit in, they stand out. Legends don't follow, they set the path. Respect is not won by blending into the crowd. Respect is earned by rising above it. And here's the other truth. Respect takes results. Words are cheap. Promises are easy. But when you show people you can make things happen, when you deliver, that's when the respect becomes real. You can talk all day, but until you prove it, until you bring results, people will not take you seriously. That's why I always say dream big, act bigger. If you want to be respected, let your work speak louder than your words. Build something people can't ignore. Achieve something they said was impossible. Show them you're not here to play small games, you're here to make history. Respect comes when people look at you and think, this one doesn't break, this one doesn't back down. That's the mindset you need. Unshakable, unstoppable. So don't chase likes, don't chase approval, chase respect. Because once you have it, you won't have to chase anything else. People will come to you. Let me tell you something very important. Respect is not built overnight. It's not instant. You don't just wake up one day and people suddenly admire you. Respect is earned over time through consistency, through proving again and again that you are the real deal. When I built my name, I didn't do it with one win. I did it with years of pushing, building, fighting for every inch. And that's the part most people don't see. They see the spotlight, the headlines, the big victories, but they don't see the grind, the losses, the long nights when nobody believed it could work. That's where respect is born, in the fight, not the celebration. Respect comes when people realize you don't fold under pressure. Anybody can smile when things are easy. Anybody can stand tall when the sun is shining. But when the storm hits, when everything goes wrong, how do you react? Do you break or do you stand taller? That's when people decide if you're worthy of respect. Here's the difference between being liked and being respected. People like you for what you give them. They respect you for what you prove you are. You can be liked today and forgotten tomorrow, but when you're respected, it lasts. It doesn't matter if they agree with you. It doesn't matter if they even like you. They will still acknowledge your strength. And that's the key. You want respect? Build strength, build discipline, build results. Show the world that no matter how many times you fall, you always come back stronger. Show them you're not here to play small, you're here to make impact. Most people never reach that point because they're afraid of failing, afraid of being judged, afraid of standing out. But listen, fear kills respect. If you want to be respected, you have to step into fear, you have to take risks, you have to put yourself in positions where failure is possible. Because when you win in those moments, when you rise out of that fire, that's when people stand back and say, this one is different. So remember, respect is not about being popular, it's about being undeniable. When your name carries weight, when your presence changes the room, when your results speak louder than any critic, that's respect. And once you have it, life changes, people listen, opportunities open, doors that were locked suddenly swing wide. Because respect is power, and power belongs to those who refuse to settle for less. Respect is the ultimate currency. Money can come and go, fame can rise and fall, but respect, real respect, once you earn it, it follows you everywhere. It's the foundation that keeps your name alive long after the applause fades. So how do you lock it in? You stay true to your vision. You don't compromise your values for short-term approval. You don't bend just because the crowd demands it. Respect isn't about pleasing people. It's about standing for something so firmly that even your enemies can't deny your strength. When I walked into negotiations, when I built projects, when I faced criticism, I never lowered my standards. I said, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, and I will not back down. And you know what? People may not have always agreed with me, but they respected it because they knew I believed in my words and I proved them with action. That's what you must do. Prove yourself. Not once, but over and over. Respect comes from consistency. Anybody can win once. Anybody can have a lucky break. But when you show up year after year, when you keep delivering results, when you refuse to quit, that's when people look at you and say, this one is real. This one is built different. And listen carefully, respect requires sacrifice. It means long hours. It means failures that hurt. It means moments where you stand alone. But the reward is worth it because when you earn respect, you no longer have to chase opportunities. Opportunities chase you. So stop aiming small. Stop begging for validation. Decide today that you're going to live in a way that demands respect. Walk tall, speak with conviction, work harder than anyone else. Build results so undeniable that even your critics are forced to acknowledge you. Because in the end, respect is not about what you ask for, it's about what you prove. It's about living so boldly, so relentlessly, that the world has no choice but to take notice. And if you commit to that path, if you dedicate yourself fully, I promise you this, you won't just be respected, you'll be remembered.